It's really important to me, and I think it's really important for our country, and I also want to thank Professor White for giving me a piece of his floor. It's,
Okay.
and I have notes, of course.
This is attendance, folks. So everybody's name that was in the group should be on here.
Okay, so how many people know about the occupation movement that is going worldwide right now? It's been going on for the last 28 days. It started 28 days ago in New York City with the Occupy Wall Street movement. How many people are familiar? You're familiar with it? Anybody else heard about it?
I heard about it.
Awesome. Okay. So it's been growing worldwide. It's going from Boston to New Zealand to Australia to London to Germany. It's worldwide. It's not just America. It's not just us who are fed up with, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, with inequality and corporations in the end. You know, it started out with the Arab Spring, moved on to the European summer, and now we're having our American autumn. A lot of people are confused about what we're protesting. We're protesting the lack of jobs in America. We're protesting corporate greed. What do we want? We want equality. We want equality for everyone, you know, the top 1% to the bottom 99%. We want, you know, everything needs to be equal, and we're pretty pissed. How many people of you guys know that Maricopa County has the highest foreclosure rate in all of America? Okay, it's true. Our foreclosure rate in Maricopa County is 14% right now. That's outrageous. There are more people homeless in Maricopa County than a majority of the country. Chances are you guys know someone who has either lost their home to foreclosure or a family member. You yourselves maybe had to force to move in with other family members or friends because your family has lost their home due to foreclosure. How many of you think that this movement does not concern you? Anybody? You don't think this movement concerns you? Why not?
Well, I think it do what it doesn't. I think it does what it doesn't. Like, I don't know.
Okay, how many of you think this is a waste of your time?
Oh.
Okay. It's really important for you guys to know that this is not about politics. This is not about left, right, liberal, conservative. This is about people. This is about you, me, your neighbors, your family. This is about, you know, everybody. This is not about politics. You know, we're struggling with almost 10% unemployment in this country. And instead of debating a jobs bill, our House is too busy discussing and debating and voting on and passing social issues which have nothing to do with the problems of America today. You know, they need to be discussing and debating concrete jobs bill. Over 74% of the people in this country believe that we are on the wrong track. Nobody is listening. We're pissed, and we are going to be heard. Sorry, shaking a little bit. I went too fast. Okay. If you think this doesn't affect you, think again. Interest rates on student loans are going up. Your job prospects upon graduation are not looking good. I'm not trying to be, you know, a downer, but it's the truth. I know people with multiple degrees, PhDs, who are working as landscapers, who are delivering pizzas. I know people who are in the armed services who have come home and are jobless, have no job prospects, they're homeless. People have no health insurance. A lot of you have benefited from the Obama's health care plan by your parents are able to keep you on their insurance until you're 25 years old. I know that affects a lot of you in here because a lot of you are under 25. But you know what? You're not going to be for long. And then you're going to be, there could come a point where you get really sick and you don't have health care and you will die. I know it sounds so horrible to say it like that. But they don't, you know, if you don't stand up and fight when you're healthy, you know, no one's going to help you when you're sick. There was a poll taken 3 days ago by Time magazine that showed 54% of the American people believe that this is a positive movement. We're not about violence, we're not about anger, we're not about getting in people's face, we just want to be heard. There are people out there who are derogating the protesters. They're calling them long-haired hippies, playing bongos, smoking weed, walking around in sandals. You guys tell me one other person who was criticized for wearing sandals, having long hair, and fighting the moneylenders? Jesus, yeah. Not to make it religious, but he was criticized as well, okay? People say that the demonstrators they hate business, they hate capitalism. That's not true. We don't. The banks aren't lending to anyone except for big businesses. And if the system was reformed and the banks started lending to small and medium-sized businesses, the debt relief would spark a buying wave that would spur a widespread economic growth. We just want the same as that is given to everybody else. We just want to be treated as equally. They're saying corporations are people. They're treating a corporation better than they are treating their own people. People say that all the TARP money was paid it back and that there wasn't really a bailout. Okay, well, we'd like some TARP money. We'd like a bailout, you know, we can pay it back. You know, when we get jobs and whatnot, we want it, you know, that we just want the same, we just want equality. People say that the protesters don't understand the way free market works. There is no free market. The government regulations, lobbyists, and shady banking policies have made it obsolete. Even right now as we speak, Wall Street is fighting against a process that would allow more transparency in the derivatives market. They're not working for us, they're working against us. People may mock us. They say, oh, well, you buy products from corporations. Look at you with your iPod. Look at you with your iPad. Look at you with your, you know, your FUBU or whatever the heck people are wearing these days. I don't know if that's old school, but you know what? But of course we are, because they've driven everybody else out of business. There's nobody else out there for us to go to. We have to buy from major corporations because all the small businesses have been run out of town. How many of you are familiar with the term wag the dog? Anybody? Okay, what it means to purposely divert attention from something of great importance to something of less significance. The expression comes from a saying that a dog is smarter than its tail, and that if the tail were smarter, then the tail would wag the dog. They are counting on your complacency. They are counting on you caring more about your iPads and MTV than you are about your future. They don't want you to pay attention to the man behind the curtain. What they never want you to find out is that your generation, those born between 1980 and 1995, actually outnumbers them. They knew that if you were ever to turn an eye towards politics, you could change the world. This is about you, me, and your fellow citizens. You don't have to occupy. There is a movement, there's a protest tomorrow, Cesar Chavez Plaza, noon, downtown Phoenix. You don't have to come. I have 2 children, I can't occupy. Occupying, people are staying overnight, sleeping in tents, they're there for the long haul. Obviously I cannot do that, but I'm going to do what I can. You could, you know, if you want to email me, call me, drop off a case of water, a jar of peanut butter, whatever, you know, a blanket, something that could help support these people, it would really mean a lot. Because you have a voice.
What was that address again, downtown Phoenix?
Cesar Chavez Plaza in downtown Phoenix. I can give anybody an email or the website if they need to know. You know, there are other ways to make your voice heard. It's time that we turn away from what is easy and stand up for what is right. We are the 99%, and we will be heard. Your voices are very powerful. Please use them.